Dedication. This book is dedicated to all the dreamers and doers, the visionaries who refuse to settle for carrying buckets when they can build pipelines. May your courage, persistence, and dedication lead you to a life of freedom, abundance, and impact. To my family and friends who have been my greatest supporters, and to everyone who believes in the power of long-term vision, this is for you. Acknowledgement. I am deeply grateful to the many people who have inspired and guided me on this journey. To my mentors and teachers who first taught me the value of persistence and smart work, thank you for your wisdom. To my family, for their unwavering encouragement and belief in my vision, your love has been my foundation. A special thanks to the readers of this book. Your desire to grow and create a better future inspires everything I do. Lastly, to Pablo and Bruno, whose timeless story has been a beacon of hope and a call to action for generations. Thank you for reminding us all that the journey to freedom begins with a single step. The power of building pipelines. In a world where financial freedom seems like a distant dream for many, the concept of building a pipeline can transform your perspective and your future. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of the parable of the pipeline, this book reimagines the story for modern times, exploring practical steps to create lasting wealth through consistent effort and smart strategies. Chapter 1. The Tale of Two Workers. In a small village surrounded by rolling hills, two friends, Pablo and Bruno, faced a challenge that would define their lives. The village well had dried up, and the elders tasked the two young men with a vital job, transporting water from the river to the village. Armed with buckets, Bruno saw an opportunity to make quick money. Each day he worked tirelessly, carrying as many buckets as his muscular frame could handle. The villagers praised him for his strength and dedication. Pablo, on the other hand, had a different vision. One day, as he rested by the river, an idea struck him. What if I build a pipeline to bring the water here? At first, his dream seemed impossible. The villagers laughed, and even Bruno dismissed him. But Pablo quietly began his work, using evenings and weekends to dig, lay pipes, and test his system. As Bruno continued to toil, growing richer but wearier, Pablo's pipeline began to take shape. This chapter leaves readers pondering, are you carrying buckets or are you building a pipeline? Chapter 2. The Bucket Carrier's Dilemma. Bruno's life paints a vivid picture of the dangers of trading time for money. Initially, his efforts were rewarding. He was the village hero, earning more than anyone else. But as months turned to years, Bruno's body began to ache. His hands were calloused, and his energy waned. One day, a storm raged through the village, making the path to the river treacherous. Bruno couldn't work, and for the first time, he realized his income depended entirely on his ability to carry buckets. As he sat in his modest hut listening to the rain, Bruno wondered if there was another way, a way he had dismissed when Pablo first shared his dream. Chapter 3. Pablo's Vision. Pablo's journey was anything but easy. In the early days, his progress was slow, and the villagers mocked him. Why waste your time on a pipe that doesn't even bring water? They asked. But Pablo's vision kept him going. Each evening, after carrying his quota of buckets, he'd head back to the river to dig trenches and lay pipes. One night, his younger sister asked, "Why do you work so hard for something that doesn't pay you now?" Pablo smiled and said, "Because one day, this pipeline will pay me forever." His determination inspired a few others, and they began to help him in small ways, showing the power of collaboration and shared dreams. Chapter 4. Identifying your pipeline opportunities. Imagine you are Pablo standing by the river. What kind of pipeline could you build? This chapter introduces readers to inspiring stories of modern-day Pablos. For example, Sarah, a graphic designer, created an online course teaching design principles. At first it felt like a daunting task, but over time, her course became a steady source of income. Similarly, James, a young investor, started small by buying shares in dividend-paying stocks. Over the years, his investments grew, and now they provide him with a consistent income stream. By identifying their unique skills and opportunities, These individuals turned their dreams into pipelines. Chapter 5. Building the foundation. Every pipeline begins with a solid foundation. Take John, a college graduate buried in student loans. Instead of diving into investments immediately, he spent 2 years paying off debt, building an emergency fund, and learning about personal finance. Once stable, he launched a side business selling handmade furniture, reinvesting the profits to grow his operations. The chapter includes actionable steps like John's journey, emphasizing that financial literacy and preparation are key to pipeline success. Chapter 6. Overcoming challenges. As Pablo's pipeline neared completion, he faced numerous setbacks. A section of the pipe burst, flooding his worksite. The villagers' criticism grew louder. "You've wasted all this time for nothing." But Pablo's resolve didn't waver. He reminded himself of his ultimate goal and sought advice from the village blacksmith, who helped him design stronger pipes. Similarly, readers will encounter challenges like self-doubt and external skepticism. Stories of individuals overcoming such obstacles, like Mia, who launched a blog despite having no writing background, illustrate that persistence pays off. Chapter 7. The Fruits of the Pipeline. Years later, Pablo's pipeline was complete. Water flowed freely into the village, transforming life for everyone. Pablo no longer needed to carry buckets, yet his income surpassed Bruno's. The villagers marveled at his foresight. Pablo used his newfound wealth to help others, funding a school and teaching the next generation about building pipelines. Modern parallels include entrepreneurs who automate businesses, investors who achieve financial independence, and creators who earn royalties. These stories inspire readers to envision their own pipelines. Chapter 8. Modern Pipelines for Financial Freedom. This chapter brings the concept of pipelines into today's world. Readers meet Alex, who built a successful dropshipping business, and Priya, who earns royalties from her music on streaming platforms. Their stories show that pipelines are not limited to one industry or skill set. Whether it's through investments, digital products, or creative works, this chapter encourages readers to explore diverse opportunities. Harry and Linda, A Tale of Two Fishes. In a quiet coastal village, two friends, Harry and Linda, set out to secure their daily meals by fishing with nothing but their hands. Both faced the same challenge: catch enough fish to survive. Harry's approach. Harry was a hard worker who believed in quick results. Every day, he spent 8 hours catching just enough fish to fill his belly. He valued the immediate reward of eating and didn't think much about changing his method. Day after day, Harry worked tirelessly, knowing that if he didn't fish, he wouldn't eat. Linda's approach. Linda took a different path. She decided to catch fewer fish each day, sacrificing a little comfort. She spent only 6 hours fishing and used the remaining 2 hours to craft a fishing rod. It wasn't easy. Building the rod took her a week of trial and error. But by the end of that week, Linda had a tool that doubled her efficiency. The payoff. In the second week, Linda's fishing rod allowed her to catch twice as many fish as Harry in the same amount of time. She could have worked only 4 hours a day and matched Harry's daily catch, but Linda had bigger dreams. She spent 4 hours fishing and used her extra time to build a small fishing boat. Compounding results. A month later, Linda had both a fishing rod and a boat, enabling her to venture into deeper waters. She now caught rare and higher quality fish that Harry had never seen. With just 1 hour of fishing, Linda secured enough food for the day, leaving her free to focus on new projects. The contrast. While Harry continued his daily grind, relying solely on his hands, Linda's productivity soared. She didn't just catch more fish. She improved her tools and methods, which set her on a path of continuous improvement. Her fishing rod, boat, and vision for the future ensured a better life for herself and her descendants. The legacy. Harry's approach, rooted in immediate gratification, kept him stuck in the same routine. His descendants would likely face the same struggles. In contrast, Linda's investments in tools and long-term planning created a legacy of innovation and prosperity. Her descendants might one day build massive fishing vessels, revolutionizing the way fishers live and work. The lesson. This story highlights a powerful truth. Those who invest time and effort in creating systems or tools for the future enjoy far greater rewards than those who focus only on immediate results. It's not just about working harder, it's about working smarter, building systems that multiply your efforts over time. Would you rather be Harry, endlessly toiling, or Linda, creating a legacy of abundance? Chapter 9. Scaling your pipeline. Scaling is where the magic happens. Take Mark, a software developer who created an app for productivity. Once the app gained traction, he reinvested profits into marketing and hired a small team to develop new features. His pipeline grew exponentially, generating income even as he focused on new projects. This chapter emphasizes reinvestment, delegation, and diversification, using real-world examples to guide readers. Chapter 10. The Pipeline Legacy. Pablo's pipeline didn't just benefit him, it transformed the entire village. Inspired by his vision, others began building their own pipelines. The once struggling community became prosperous and self-sufficient. Readers are introduced to individuals like Lila, who used her wealth to fund educational programs in her hometown. The chapter closes with an invitation. What legacy will your pipeline leave? Conclusion. Start building today. The journey to financial freedom begins with a single step. This conclusion reinforces the core message. Anyone can build a pipeline with vision, effort, and perseverance. Readers are urged to take immediate action and commit to their own pipeline building journey. The story of the emperor and the chessboard. Long ago, a wise inventor presented the game of chess to an emperor. The emperor was so impressed by the game that he offered to reward the inventor with anything he desired. The inventor humbly requested the following: a single grain of rice on the first square of the chessboard, 2 grains on the second, 4 on the third, and so on, doubling the amount on each subsequent square until all 64 squares were filled. The emperor, thinking it was a modest request, quickly agreed. But as the grains of rice were calculated, the true magnitude of the request became clear. By the 10th square, the inventor had been promised 1,024 grains of rice. By the 20th square, the total was over 1 million grains. By the 40th square, it was over 1 trillion grains. By the 64th square, the total number of grains exceeded 18 quintillion, 18 billion, 446 million, 744,000, 73,000, 709,551,615 to be exact. This was more rice than the entire kingdom or even the world could produce. The lesson. The emperor learned the power of compounding and exponential growth. What seemed like a modest and manageable reward quickly became an impossible promise. The story of the emperor and the chessboard offers a perfect analogy for today's internet pipelines, particularly in the context of how digital businesses grow and generate passive income. Here's how the concept of exponential growth relates. 1. Exponential growth in digital reach. Just like the grains of rice doubling on each square of the chessboard, digital assets such as blogs, videos, or online courses have the potential to scale exponentially. For example, a YouTube video or blog post might initially get a handful of views. Over time, as it is shared, recommended, and indexed by search engines, the reach can grow exponentially, bringing in hundreds, thousands, or even millions of viewers. The same applies to affiliate marketing, where a single successful product recommendation can snowball into significant recurring commissions. Relatable example. A small ebook or a single viral social media post can become a pipeline for generating traffic, engagement, and income over time, just like the compounding grains of rice. 2. Leveraging technology as the chessboard. In the same way the chessboard allowed for the doubling effect, the internet provides an infrastructure for scaling efforts. Platforms like YouTube, Shopify, or Udemy act as digital chessboards, where small, consistent efforts like publishing videos, setting up an e-commerce store, or teaching a course compound into massive results over time. 3. Building internet pipelines with minimal effort. The inventor of the chessboard didn't ask for all the rice up front. He let the power of doubling do the work. Similarly, today's internet pipelines allow creators to invest time and effort up front to build something scalable, creating a course or an app that generates recurring revenue, investing in SEO for a blog, which can attract consistent traffic for years, automating digital marketing funnels to scale income generation while you focus on other pursuits. These pipelines grow over time, compounding the benefits and freeing creators from constantly trading time for money. The danger of ignoring the chessboard's power. The emperor underestimated the power of compounding. Similarly, businesses or individuals who fail to recognize the scaling potential of internet-based models risk being left behind. Those who focus solely on traditional linear methods may struggle as competitors harness the compounding power of digital systems. Key takeaway. The internet is today's chessboard, and digital pipelines are the grains of rice. Just as the inventor's grains multiplied exponentially, a well-designed digital pipeline can start small and grow into something far beyond initial expectations. Whether it's through content creation, affiliate marketing, or automated e-commerce systems, the lesson is to think long-term, invest early, and leverage the internet's infinite scaling power. Here are 3 engaging 10-minute stories of real-life internet pipeline builders to inspire readers. These stories showcase how individuals turned small efforts into scalable digital success, harnessing the internet's compounding power. 1. Pat Flynn, From Layoff to Passive Income Empire. Pat Flynn's story began in 2008 when he unexpectedly lost his job as an architect. Facing uncertainty, Pat turned to the internet, where he had previously created a study guide for the LEED exam, a certification for architects. At first, it was just a passion project, but as Pat researched and learned, he realized he could monetize it. He built a simple blog and used it to share his guide. By adding affiliate links, ebooks, and Google Ads, Pat created a passive income stream. Within the first month, he made $8,000. Over time, his audience grew, his blog gained authority, and his income scaled exponentially. Today, Pat is the founder of Smart Passive Income, a platform teaching thousands how to build their own internet pipelines. His diversified business now includes courses, podcasts, books, and affiliate partnerships. What began as a small effort during tough times grew into a multi-million-dollar income pipeline. Key takeaway. Start with what you know and build assets that continue to work for you. 2. Sarah Titus, single mom turned digital entrepreneur. Sarah Titus was a single mom who faced homelessness after a difficult divorce. Determined to create a better future, she started selling printables and planners online from her small apartment. At first, her efforts brought in minimal income, but Sarah understood the power of the internet pipeline and persistence. She created a Shopify store and built a blog to promote her printables. Over time, her content began to rank on search engines, and her audience grew. What began as a few dollars a day turned into thousands of dollars per month. Sarah reinvested in her skills and tools, perfecting her product designs and marketing strategies. Today, Sarah Titus earns over $2 million per year selling printables alone. Her digital products require little ongoing effort, yet they generate a massive income pipeline. Key takeaway: even small creative ideas like planners or printables can scale into significant online businesses with persistence and digital leverage. 3. Graham Stephan, Scaling Through YouTube. Content. Graham Stephan, a real estate agent, started his journey by creating YouTube videos to share advice on finance and real estate. At first, his videos received only a handful of views. However, he stuck with a consistent posting schedule and optimized his content using trending keywords and audience feedback. As his content gained traction, Graham's subscriber base exploded. What started as a hobby turned into a lucrative pipeline. Graham monetized his channel through Google AdSense, brand sponsorships, and affiliate links for financial tools like credit cards and investment apps. His videos became evergreen assets that continued to generate revenue long after he uploaded them. Today, Graham has millions of subscribers, earns 7 figures annually, and uses his wealth to reinvest in new ventures. His pipeline allows him to focus on creativity while his videos keep working for him. Key takeaway: consistency and audience value can turn content creation into an automated, scalable income pipeline. Conclusion: lessons from modern pipeline builders. Each of these stories highlights key principles. Start small. Build assets around your knowledge, passion, or skills. Be consistent. Digital success often compounds over time. Leverage automation. Whether through evergreen content, digital products, or affiliate marketing, the internet enables work to pay off continuously. By following the footsteps of these internet pioneers, anyone can create scalable income pipelines that lead to financial freedom. Bonus: 10 actionable steps to start your pipeline. Assess your current financial situation. Identify a skill or interest you can monetize. Research potential passive income streams. Set clear, achievable goals. Create a timeline and action plan. Invest in learning and skill development. Start small and focus on consistency. Track your progress and adjust as needed. Stay motivated by celebrating milestones. Share your journey to inspire others. About the author: Joseph Omara is a passionate advocate for financial literacy and personal development. Drawing on years of experience in pipeline building, he specializes in helping individuals create sustainable wealth through smart strategies and disciplined action. Connect with them at @residuali income 101 on X.